this video, we're going to create this line chart from scratch. If you'd like to follow along, click the link in the description. Let's get started. And then we're going to choose the line chart. Next, head to the Data tab. So here we've got some dummy data. This is really helpful because it tells us what format we need our data to be in to get Flourish to work. So here we can see that we need 1 labels or time columns. And then here we need 1 or more values columns. So let's have a look at our data. We can see that we've got 1 column that is labels or time. And then we've got 2 columns which are values. So this should work well. I'm going to get the data in by selecting all and then using the keyboard copy shortcut. And then go back to Flourish and use this drop down to clear the sheet. Next, I'm going to click on the top left hand cell and then use the paste shortcut to get my data in. And we can see straight away we've got a chart here, so it's worked. But it's always good to check your column bindings. So we've got labels time, which is A, which is correct. And then values, which is B to C, which is also correct. Now there is another way to get data into Flourish. We could also click this button. So if we have a look at this drop down, you can see that you can also upload Excel, CSV, or even GeoJSON files if you're working with maps. You can also connect to a live URL if you've got continuously updated data. If you'd like to know more about that, click on the link below this video. So next we're going to go back to the preview tab and I'd like to add some units. We can do this by going to number formatting and then number styling here. So these numbers are in dollars. So I'm going to add a dollar as a prefix and they are billions. So I'm going to add a billion as a suffix. And this will show both on the y-axis, but also on the pop-ups. Next, I'd like to add a title. We can find the title section by scrolling down and going to header. And then I'm going to paste my title in. I've also added a subtitle, so let's paste that in as well. Next, I'd like to add a source. So I can find the source section by using this search for settings. So if I type in source, we can see that footer is highlighted. And if I go into footer, we get the source name. I'd also like to make this source clickable, so I'm going to add a URL as well. Next, I'd like to add a source for the title, which was said by the Nokia CEO. I'm going to add this in a note. This chart is now ready to export, but I'd like to add an annotation to tell more of the story of what happened to Nokia. I can do this by going to annotations here. And then my annotation is going to be on the x-axis. So I need to click show highlights on the x-axis. Then in this box, you can see the syntax is here. So I need my label, 2 colons, and then the date. So you can see here, we've got the label, 2 colons, and then the date, which is a year. Now at the minute, our annotations are vertical, but I'd like them to be horizontal. I can change this here. I'd also like the annotations to be a little bit wider, so let's change the max width as well. Finally, I just want to see what it looks like on mobile. I can do this by clicking here, mobile. That looks good. Next, I'd like to shade the area between these two lines to really highlight how big the gap has got. And I can do this by scrolling up, going to lines, dots and areas, scrolling down a little bit, and then shade between the lines here. Let's have a look at the syntax for this. So I need to do series A, 2 colons, and then series B. So the series are going to be the name of the companies, which are my column headers. And then if I write them in there, you can see we've got some shading. And you can change the color if you wish. While we're here, I'd also like to add a dot just at the end of the lines to really highlight where we are now. And then finally, I'm going to change the colors a little bit. So let's go to colors. This is our color palette, and I can edit the color palette by clicking here. You can type in any hex value or use the color picker, but I'd like just to move these around in the palette. So I'd like to have the red up here. Okay, this is ready to export. So first I'm going to give it a file name by copying this and pasting it here. And next I'm going to click export and publish. Here we've got a few options. So you could add to a Canva presentation, you could download the HTML, or you could download an image. Here we've got options for PNG, JPEG, or SVG. You can also change the size. So Flourish is fully responsive, so if I put any size in, for example a square, Flourish will adjust to it, like that. But the option I want to use today is to publish, to share and embed. So if I click publish here, then this is the script that you will need to use on your CMS.